Today on my channel planner friends, we're going to take an outdated planner. I've been using it now for quite a few months, and we are repurposing it into a creative journal. Here's a peek at what I did in January. We're going to use items I have, items I purchased at deep discount, and we're going to enjoy and create and have fun. So pull up a chair and join me, friends. Please stay tuned. Hello planner friends and welcome to my channel. I'm one crafty doll. My name is Dolores and I'm so glad you're here with me today. As I said in the intro, let's dive in to this mini happy planner which I repurposed in June to a creative journal. I've taken out a lot of inserts and yeah, let's dive in. I've got some supplies here and I'm really excited about this. If you're new, you're welcome to join my growing community. If you're returning, thank you for the gift of you, your time, your presence, your comments, your likes. They all raise me up, if you will. I have become the queen of creating on a budget. I've always lived on budgets. Money's always been what it's been or not. And so what I've really leaned into this past year, and I'm carrying it into 2026, is creating for really repurposing all these fun things that I've come to really enjoy. This is from 2024. I could have covered this. I didn't, but let me show you January and how I'm using this. I'll put the flip through of the creative journal from last year down below in the description so you can watch that too. In January, I decided to use it as kind of like a bullet journal / creative journal. So what that meant was I used printables. These are so adorable. I can link the shop below. It's on Etsy. I'm sorry, I forget the name. But I used filler paper to cover some of the inserts there. This covers the dashboard section. I used inking, clearly washi. I made boxes and lines and so forth, and I've journaled in all these little spaces. I used colored ink and I love how it turned out. I just do. This has been such a good and healthy space for me to push my creative boundaries and to really see what I can do. Which brings us to February. February is the month of love, and that includes love for your friends, love for yourself and one another. And for me, February is a month to really dive in to appreciation, to gratitude, but again, Galentine's, all of it. So I'm going with the Valentine's theme here. Let me show you what I've got. I picked up some paper from Hobby Lobby a few weeks ago. It's one-sided, so in a space like this, it's perfect. So we have this one. Oh gosh, look at this. Isn't this pretty? This one, and this really pretty plaid. So what I thought is these two are a little slightly more subdued than these two. So like 1 week this, 1 week this, the next week that, then this week, you know, see what I mean? So that's how we're going to set it up today. So, and then I went through filler paper. I don't know if I'm going to use it or not, but I brought it out because just in case I want to put some on. And this is like so old. This is old Wrong Happy Planner collaboration from what, 2017, 19? I don't even remember when they collaborated, but it's going on a long time. And so we might use some of these in here. I'm not entirely sure, but you know what I am sure of? We're going to have fun. So I want to take out these two and so we can get started in here. I always use a yellow pencil if I need to measure things and so on. So now, as I said, I want to go soft for the first week. So I think we'll do this for the first week. And I really want to go bright pop of color for the second. And I think we'll do that one for the second week. Whew, right? It's so much fun. These, incidentally, every other week, Hobby Lobby has their Paper Studio collections on sale. It's not just planning, it's a lot more than that. So feel free. Let me move my tea. I always have hot tea and ridiculous mugs, and I don't care. I like that, and that's me. I'm ridiculous in a good way, and unabashedly so. I think that we should all just lean into who we are. Yeah, so I use a yellow pencil for my measurements because I find it's easy for me to see and not feel like, I don't know, just easier for me to see what's going on, if you will. So this paper's really pretty. Hopefully I can cut both without thinking too much. And we're just going to do that. And then I still have plenty of this left, which is chef's kiss, if you will. Wait a second. Somehow this got over there. Trying to work on my desk. So I don't know if you're like me when I'll save these two. The Happy Planner first launched and got big. I was like in it, and then I was out of it. I couldn't handle some of the stuff going on, and I just thought, well, I don't need this. Okay, so we can cut this. I like this middle part. I've been working around it, so I think I'm actually just gonna grab this and cut here. I first tried it, I guess, I don't know, was it 2017 maybe? Anyway, I walked away from Happy Planner, and then in the past year or so, I kind of walked back. First, I did so in terms of faith planning, and then I just kind of carried to other planners. And really last year kind of cemented it for me. There's a few reasons I've gone back to it. However, this year, what I'm mostly doing is repurposing, perfect, old inserts. And so I'm going to cut this one real quick. So what I've been doing now is just really repurposing a lot. And it's become somewhat of a creative challenge that I'm really enjoying, and I love sharing it and working and so forth. So that's when I picked this up. I really didn't know what I was going to use it for. Being honest, wasn't sure. And then I just kind of thought, well, I'll make a creative journal, and it really, really worked out. Okay, friends, I adhered this. I ended up it's not fully lined up, so I had to cut some off the back. That's fine. Excuse me. Good grief. Amazon came, and I don't know why they ring the bells sometimes, but she did. And then my poor cats went crazy because they get so scared. So then I just had to spend a few minutes calming them down. Poor things. And I don't know. I don't have a problem with Amazon delivery people. It's just, if I had a young baby at home, I would be annoyed, because anyone who's had a child or watched a child or, a grandchild knows that if they're sleeping and you have a few minutes to yourself, that's gold. I think we can do these others pretty quickly. And so, yeah, I'm going to grab this and do the same with these two. And why not we just get it all set up, because a lot of times I'll do 2 weeks on camera. So I'm going to take a beat and I'm going to cut these out, friends. Okay, so I cut them slightly shorter. I mean, if this is supposed to be the neutral, it doesn't fully look neutral, but I'm going to put it on and then cut it down again like the other two, so you can see. I don't recall what I paid for these papers, but it was really inexpensive. So you can take any paper pack. Hobby Lobby does have a wonderful selection. Michael's also has some smaller paper packs that you can pick up from them. The smaller packs are less expensive. For a long time, I only bought the 12 by 12 collections through like scrapbook.com, or I used to find things at Tuesday Morning, which I'm sad that closed, because I used to find really good crafty stuff there. Looks like I cut this a little too vigorously. I think we're good. Okay, so that's that one. And let's see here. It seems like it's a little long though, doesn't it? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, it's just slightly. So I just do the best I can. The good thing is when you're doing something like this, I don't have to, you could make it precise by all means. You absolutely could. I don't, generally speaking. I just don't. I just cut and kind of make it work. And I'm okay with that. I have visual challenges, so I don't get things perfectly straight. That looks, we can get that done. But if you don't want to buy an actual paper pack, then don't. You know, you can just go ahead and purchase individual sheets like this. They have so many pretty, pretty individual sheets. And yeah, just, you know, happy stuff. Okay, so I want to put this one here. And you're just taking these old inserts and giving them new life, if you will. I love that. I really do. And I think this is going to be really pretty. Now, I drug out this jar. I repurposed everything, including jam jars. And these are, come on, it doesn't want to come out, this one. These are Simple Stories washi, part of which were from a Valentine's Day collection. I'll be honest with you, I've had these a very long time. And so I think they're almost up. Their time's almost up, but I don't mind trying to play with them and use them in different ways and so forth. So yeah, I do love Simple Stories kits. I think they're, you know what? I think I need to grab this and wipe this out just a smidge. Not too hard to do. Ugh, I'm not so big on these corrector tape things. Sometimes they work easily. This one doesn't want to work here. Okay, you know what we're going to do? Pull this out. Try again. It's not flat right? Come on. Goodness gracious. There we go. Lord of mercy. As I was saying, not a fan of those tapes. You can see here, I didn't align this perfectly. It's okay. We don't have to be perfect, friends. We just don't. So I'm going to grab my little scissors here and just cut a little bit. And there we go. Again, it's not perfect. Let's try to make it a little straighter, or at least if it's crooked, along the same lines as this. There we go. That works. Okay. And then I'm just going to put a little bit down here, purposely crooked, because I think I need my little knife here. Okay. We're just going to pop down a little bits of washi here and there. Oh, Lordy, we're doing this again, huh? No, this is all right. These are from Bic. I picked them up at Staples, I believe. I've been using, I forget what brand, and the tape was always coming off the roll, so now I've got those. Okay, let's get this up. This is really pretty. This is one of they look like postage stamps, this washi. I think it's so pretty. There we go. Yeah, that's good. And we're just adding color, just adding some vibrance. That's all we're doing. We're just playing. Whoops, I cut the paper. Can you imagine? We're just playing and having fun and making a mess, apparently. I think I'm going to leave that for now. Oh, you know what? I know what I'll do. I think I'm going to put this over here. Kind of mirror that. And what's nice with these little postage stamps, it's easier to cut it. Well, unless you cut the paper, of course. We have this one. Let's see, I have this, which is okay. I don't know. I feel like with the brighter papers, maybe a more subtle washi is in order. Lordy, here we go again. That's something I should just cover it up, right? There we go. Okay, I'm going to do this here. So we're just playing with things that I have on hand. I bet you have more washi than you know what to do with. And so here we go, right? So pretty. And what's nice about journaling in a space like this, there's so many ways you can create a journal in here that it's, yeah, it just works. Now this has to be pushed in a little more so it lays flat. Whoops. And then we have this one, which I think is really, really pretty. And I kind of like this old-fashioned look. Isn't that pretty? Oh, Lordy. Well, here we go again, folks. Oh, my goodness, right? Okay. Yeah, that does work better than my previous correction tape, whatever it was. I honestly don't remember. I'm just going to try not to press so hard there. And I'm going to put a little bit down here. It looks like a junk journal-y type of tape, doesn't it? So pretty. Okay, so we've got this part. Now, the question was if I wanted to put some of this over here, which I would cut these up to use over here. And I'm a little bit tempted to use them, to be honest with you. Mostly because I just think the girls, or you could just leave this as it is and use this section here for journaling. But you know what we're going to do? Watch this. We're just going to take some of this, just cut it. Okay, luckily this has lines. Not that that's going to guarantee I get anything straight. And let's see here. Okay, so we want to go about here. And again, this filler paper, I believe, I know I got it on sale at the Happy Planner website, and it was really inexpensive. And there you go. They look great, don't they? It fits. It just goes along. I've been looking at this paper thinking, what am I going to use it for? And, you know, it's so old. I picked it up for next to nothing. Maybe, I think it was like under $2 even, if you can imagine. And so, yeah, so this is what we're doing. We're making it work. And I wouldn't mind, yeah, that little pop of color right there. I like the way that looks. What do you think? I think this is great. I'm going to do likewise with these papers, friends. Okay, so I've got this week done here. I left a little room there. I do like having that as well as the middle color. I brought this one out here. I did this one even a little shorter because I had the washi there, and I haven't done the last one. Of course, I had to use a refill in here because I go through these adhesives, which is one of the reasons I bought the new sticker book from Amber Plans Her Day, because it has what looks like scrapbook paper, but they're stickers, and I think that's delightful. I do have a, oh, what do you call that thing? Creation station where you can run the papers through and create little stickers out of it. I haven't to get a refill on that, so I haven't been using it as much. That is helpful, I have to say. But then I just always grab one of these and yeah. Anyway, so we're creating, and next up, so I think these are perfect for in here. I really do. I think this is perfect because the colors, the scheme. So now how am I going to write over here? Am I going to write? Let me clean up and then we'll get into that, friends. Okay, so I grabbed some pet tape from Simply Gilded, and I have this jewel tone journaling boxes that I had picked up from Mojo Jojo Plans. Black Friday sale, really great buy. And I thought we could find something in here that's going to work, even if it's small or large or whatever. I know there's got to be, here we go. There's red. Is there more pink? If not, I have other, there's a hot pink. Yeah, there's not as much in here as I would have thought for, I mean, there's red. Let me grab something else. Okay, I grabbed her summer boxes and her pastel journaling boxes. I really am a fan of Mojo Jojo Plans, and I don't know that there's anything in here. There's a few pinkish. These are pretty. Okay. And they're soft. Yeah, this would work. And then in here, I know there's pink in the front, I think. Oh, no, that's red, white, and blue. I thought there was a pink in our, yes. There's hot pink. Goodness gracious. We can play with that, can't we? And rose gold. And then we have these soft pinks here. Now, these are journaling, so they have lines, which I've obviously used a bunch of these already. I do like this bright color quite a bit, but I almost think I don't have a lot. I have some, but not as much, so I guess we're going to go with these, which is fine. So here's what we're going to do. You don't have to use stickers. You could if you wanted, but if you do, you know, why not? Play with it. Have fun with it. And you don't have to, you could put paper here instead of stickers, and that would be a-okay. You can create it in any way you want. Okay, so we're just gonna put these, actually, I want this covered over here. Yeah, and that just gives us extra journaling space, okay? So let me, over here, that's a biggie. I think I'm going to do one of these larger boxes and put it in the middle. Okay. And you can see the paper through it, but once you're journaling in it, I don't think that'll be so problematic. I kind of want to put some smaller boxes on the sides, but first things first, let's get this in order. I love this. I love this paper so much. So I want to put a bright one, a long one here, and maybe another one, different color over here. Does it cover up too much of the paper? Yeah, you know what? It does, and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to leave that. I could pick it up and center it maybe. Yeah, why don't we do that? But again, no, you know what? Just the thought of ripping that up is making my skin crawl. Wait, I missed one, didn't I? Yes, I missed this one. Okay. Let's see here. We've got the big ones. We've got the small ones. I think we're going to do a few small ones, to be honest with you here. And again, you don't have to add the stickers. You can add paper. You can do this however you want. I'm just trying to use things that I have on hand, things I've already spent money on, things that are sitting here, and put them to good use. Now, to be fair, my boxes, the sticker books from Mojo Jojo, I use them all the time. There we go. I like that. Okay. So now I'm just going to fill it. I grabbed these two pet tapes because, look, here's Jasper, her character Jasper with some love stuff. I think it's really cute. And then we have her other character, Juniper, who's all pink and pretty with lots of hearts and so forth. So I think I'm going to take a few minutes here and just play and have fun and create, because you know what? That's the name of the game. And we're using things you have on hand. If you don't have pet tape, do you have other stickers that you can use? Do you have something else you can use instead of the pet tape, right? There's so many ways you could do this and just to have fun with it. And I'm all about that. I really am, friends. So I'm just going to add a few stickers here, there, and everywhere just to make it pretty, make it cute, and it becomes your personal creative journal. You can use a journal like this for emotional wellness. You can, anything you want, really. I mean, really, it can be, it's up to you. The trick is to find what works for you. And what I like about the filler paper, if I want to, I can create boxes in it. I can do whatever, and I really, really like that. Let's go back to the beginning here, friends. So I'm going to throw a few stickers down. Hey, friends, I'm trying not to have my videos be too long, so you can use any stickers. I know these are, you know, the paper showing through, but I still love how it looks. So I have Jasper and hearts, and here's a little Juniper. And again, they may not be showing up great against some of the paper, but I still love it, and that's just what I wanted to do here. And I did end up in another little box here, and again, this is, you can see it, but it's very pale against what's there. Okay, so now I just want to show you how we can even personalize this further. So I'm going to use this mild liner. I think it's really a pretty color. And so I grab a ruler. You can also use a stencil, but I thought we could just have some, I don't know, just some fun here. So I'm going to kind of cover up that little writing there. I covered some of it, not all of it apparently, but it's okay. You know what? Maybe we'll use the other side just to make it a little fatter. And we can create boxes. We can create whatever it is we want, really. I'm going to have to cover that, I guess. I don't know. But I'm going to make a line down here. No, you know what? I'm going to make a box, actually. And I do, even with a ruler, I don't always get everything straight, but I'm trying. But you don't have to do this. I just like doing this as a way to add to what I'm creating and to cordon off space for things like quotes or what I'm feeling or doing at the moment, right? So for example, here, I think, do I want to use, I don't know what I want to use. I don't know that I want to use this. Maybe I'll use this and just right here, like have a space for a quote. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so that leaves room for a quote there. And then down here, I can write ATM, which means at the moment. Okay, and you can take any kind of pen and outline those to make them stand out more. That's something I do a bit of. So I have a quote and at the moment. And then on this one, what I'd actually like to do is kind of something I've done quite a bit of, is you go like this, okay? And you just, again, doesn't have to be perfectly straight, but best as I can. Do this and do one of these down the middle, right? Now we have the girls there, so that changes how I'm doing this, but that's okay. I'm glad I've used this filler paper. It's been sitting in my stash there a while, and in my quest to finish things and use the things that I've got, I think it's important to try to, so I thought, okay, so we're gonna do this and make it like the box is extending behind her, although we know otherwise, right? And so again, this could be anything. What I'm gonna write here, oh, wait, I wanna put something here just to close it up. So you just make little places in this area. Now, later, and sometimes that's just goals or hopes. And down here we're going to put feeling. I love it. It's inexpensive, it's creative. I've eyed, and I'm not ragging on any company or any business or anything like that, so know that, but I have looked at bullet journals and dot grid notebooks and so forth, and yeah, they're lovely. There are a lot of lovely companies out there making some incredible products. That being said, right now, I don't want to spend $50 or whatever on an expensive journal, because if I can repurpose and I can, you know, use things like these inserts, which I did buy previously. Now, you know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to use the thin side, and I'm just going to add in some lines. That's another one of the things I like to do. Just like, even though there's lines there, make it stand out a little bit more. Just grab a ruler, right? Are they perfect? Nope, they're not going to be perfect because it's me, and I don't care, and that's all right. I don't have to be, I just have to have fun and make it so that I like it. And anyone who tells you everything has to be perfect, well, then they're also struggling with perfectionism. And then down here, what do I want to write? Let's do a quote. Maybe we'll do a quote up here. Okay. I love quote journaling. It's like one of my biggest jams, if you will. Let's see, I did now and later. I did a feeling. I did an at the moment. You know what I could write down here? Focus on. There we go. And then I can add those in there. Okay. And in between, I can write whatever I feel like writing that particular day. So you're getting the idea here. Oh, wait, I did that one already somehow. I did that one before the others. Good grief. Lordy. Okay, so that means I have this one left. And I think, let me think here a moment. Okay, so I did it today and I did an I am. Let's flip through this really briefly. Gosh, this is going to be so much fun. Wait, I messed this up. This goes before that one. No wonder. I was wondering what I did wrong. All right, so let's try this again, shall we? All right. Really, I could do these pages too. I don't know why I haven't. I just never have. Yeah. Quote, at the moment, I can write whatever I want there. I love it. This is very sweet, isn't it? And these girls fit perfectly. now, later, feeling, and again, freestyle journaling there. And I may find some more stickers to add in here. I'm good at doing that. I'll turn the camera off and then I'm like, ooh, what else do I have? Quote, focus on, and then I have these three, which this one looks a little wonky. We'll live with it. And then today, and I am. It's always good to write a positive I am list. All right, friends, that is creative journaling, repurposing, on a budget, having fun, and everything I purchased is pretty much accessible. Again, it was pet tape from Simply Gilded with jasper and juniper, Mojo Jojo Plans pastel journaling boxes, washi I had on hand, filler paper, and paper I picked up at Hobby Lobby for 40% off. Love it, love it, love it. Thanks for being here and creating with me. I appreciate you, friends. Let's make February a lovely month and stay tuned for a big announcement about a new project launching Galentine's Day. It's for us to spend more time and more creativity together, friends. Bye now.